Hello everyone, as you can see my arm is in a sling, having severed two tendons in my right shoulder falling off a stile in the Brecon Beacons, which is a bit stupid of me. Whilst I'm waiting for a few months for my arm to heal, I'm obviously not playing the violin, but I thought we'd make a few videos instead. We've got a new album coming out in November, which is going to be Vivaldi's Opus 8 Volume 2, so concertos 7 to 12, and then another couple of concertos tagged on to the end for a bit of extra fun. Today I'm here to talk about the 11th concerto in D major, RV 210. And it may surprise those of you that think the Opus 8 is all about the four seasons to note that in actual fact it's the 11th concerto that's the real biggie. That's the proper test of violin technique. I mean, sure, the seasons have got bits that are difficult. The thing that's really hard about the seasons is the duration. It's a real slog playing for 40 minutes. You know, your hands get tired. When your hands get tired, you don't do things so well, blah, blah, blah. But Concerto 11, that's the hard one. What's even more interesting about Concerto 11 is that in addition to the Opus 8 version of the concerto, we also have the autograph, Vivaldi's autograph, which survives in his personal collection of manuscripts now held in Turin by the Biblioteca Nazionale Universitaria. Originally, the manuscript presented the concerto pretty much as you find it in the Opus 8. There are a couple of little teensy-wincy bits that are in the manuscript that aren't in the Opus 8, and actually I've kept them in, so you've got to spot where the little extra bits are. But sometime, I guess, around about 1730s, Vivaldi went back to this concerto. He obviously thought very highly of this concerto. He went back to it and he sort of carved it up pretty much. In the fast movements, between 40% and 50% of the material he replaces. In the manuscript you can see bits where he's inserted leaves into the manuscript and crossed out huge sections of the original version of the concerto, inserted new solos, blah blah blah. Now, although I said he probably did this in the 1730s, what's sort of slightly quirky is that one of the early solos that he replaces with a large chunk from his concerto Il Grosso Modo, which was a concerto that probably dates from, my guess is the early 1710s. So this goes to a warning to all of you trying to date Vivaldi manuscripts, because they so rarely, almost never have a date on them. You cannot just rely on the style that is presented by a particular piece, because you don't know that it's something that he's gone back into his archive and used again. He was obviously into recycling, was Vivaldi. Anyway, so there you go. Great piece. I mean, I have to say, it's one of my favourites. It's a great piece. The fugal, Ritornelli in the first and last movements, just sublime. The version on the recording, as I say, is the original version, but with the slight extra bits. But in the future we also did record the souped up version, and we will release that at some point, but for now enjoy the version from the Opus 8. Cheers.